This is the tallest waterfall on Earth. A colossal ribbon of water plunging nearly a kilometer from a tabletop mountain lost in the clouds. It's a sight that has captivated explorers for generations, a symbol of raw, untamed nature. But what if I told you that everything you think you know about Angel Falls is wrong? What if the breathtaking beauty you see is hiding a much deeper, more shocking reality? The truth is far more complex than just a simple cascade of water. It's a story of illusion, danger, and secrets that have remained hidden from the world for centuries, waiting to be uncovered by those brave enough to look closer. If you want to uncover more amazing waterfall stories, don't forget to like this video and follow for more breathtaking adventures. To truly understand Angel Falls, you must first grasp its impossible scale. This isn't just water falling over a cliff, it's an entire river, born in the clouds, that never touches the ground below for almost a full kilometer. Imagine a skyscraper. Now stack 3 of them on top of each other. That is the height we are talking about. It's a drop so immense, so mind-bogglingly vast that the water atomizes into a dense mist long before it reaches the jungle floor. It's a spectacle of pure, unadulterated power that seems to defy the very laws of physics, a vertical ocean suspended between heaven and earth. The source of this colossal waterfall is just as mysterious as its descent. The water doesn't come from a melting glacier or a vast lake. It originates from the intense tropical rainfall that batters the summit of the colossal tabletop mountain, Auyán-tepui. This massive plateau acts like a giant sponge, collecting rainwater and channeling it into underground rivers. These rivers then burst forth from the side of the cliff, creating the illusion of a waterfall that appears from nowhere. It is a self-contained world, a water cycle on a scale that is difficult to comprehend, a process that has been repeating for millennia. The waterfall itself is only part of the story. To truly feel its power, you must understand the place it comes from. Auyán-tepui. In the local Pemon language, its name means Devil's Mountain. This is not a name given lightly. The tepuis, these ancient tabletop mountains, are some of the oldest geological formations on Earth. They are islands in the sky, isolated ecosystems where evolution has taken a unique and sometimes bizarre path. They are worlds unto themselves, shrouded in mist and guarded by sheer 1,000-meter cliffs that have kept their secrets safe for millions of years. Climbing these sheer rock faces is nearly impossible. For centuries, their summits remained one of the last unexplored places on the planet. The Pemon people believed these mountains were the homes of powerful spirits, the Mawari, and they rarely ventured near them. The flat, desolate tops are not lush jungles. They are bizarre rock gardens scoured by wind and rain with carnivorous plants and black, alien-looking swamps. It's a landscape from another world, a hostile environment that feels ancient and menacing. The Devil's Mountain earned its name for a reason. It is a place of profound isolation and danger. The 979-meter drop does something incredible to the water. It doesn't just fall, it accelerates. By the time it has traveled a fraction of its journey, the water is moving at incredible speeds. The sheer force of the air resistance it encounters is immense. This resistance is what tears the solid stream of water apart. It transforms the powerful river into an ethereal cloud of fine mist and droplets. This is why you don't find a deep plunge pool at the bottom of Angel Falls like you would with other waterfalls. The impact is too dispersed, too widespread. The effect of this atomization is profound. It creates a microclimate at the base of the falls. A perpetual state of rain and mist nourishes a unique and incredibly lush jungle. The air is thick with moisture and the sound of the falling spray is constant. This environment is home to species of plants and animals found nowhere else on Earth, creatures that have adapted to this world of eternal dampness and shadow. The waterfall is not just a feature in the landscape, it is the lifeblood of a whole ecosystem, a creator of a world within a world. Long before maps were drawn or planes took to the sky, this land belonged to the Pemon people. For them, Angel Falls was not a discovery to be claimed. It was a sacred and deeply feared part of their ancestral home. They called it Karepakupai Meru, which translates to Waterfall of the Deepest Place. This name holds a weight far greater than any modern label. It speaks of a connection to the spiritual world, a place where the veil between realms is thin. The Pemon believed the tepuis were inhabited by the Mawari, powerful spirits of the dead, and Auyán-tepui, the Devil's Mountain, was one of their most formidable strongholds, a place to be respected and avoided. The waterfall itself was seen as a direct link to the spirit world. The constant mist, the thunderous sound, the sheer impossibility of its existence, These were not natural phenomena to the Pemon, they were manifestations of the Mawari's power. To venture too close was to invite misfortune, to trespass on sacred ground where humans did not belong. Their legends are filled with cautionary tales of those who disrespected the mountain and faced terrible consequences. These stories, passed down through generations, served as a powerful barrier, preserving the sanctity of the falls far more effectively than any physical fence ever could. This spiritual reverence meant that the existence of the falls was a secret kept within their community. It wasn't something to be shared with outsiders. The Pemon had a complex relationship with their environment, one built on balance and respect, not conquest and discovery. The idea of conquering the mountain or discovering the waterfall was completely alien to their worldview. For centuries, the world's tallest waterfall remained hidden from the outside world, not because it was physically inaccessible, but because it was protected by a powerful shield of indigenous belief and tradition, a secret whispered only among the people of the jungle. The world outside the Pemon lands remained oblivious to Karapakupai Meru for centuries. While explorers charted distant continents, this marvel remained hidden in plain sight. Its official discovery by the Western world is a story wrapped in adventure, ego, and a healthy dose of pure luck. It is a tale that revolves around one man, James "Jimmy" Angel. He was a charismatic, daredevil American bush pilot, a soldier of fortune who was drawn to the remote jungles of Venezuela not by a desire for natural beauty, but by the glittering promise of gold. He was a man chasing a legend of his own. The story goes that in the 1920s, Angel was hired by a mysterious geologist to be flown into the remote Grand Sabana. They landed on top of a tepui, rumored to be Auyán-tepui itself, and within days they had extracted pounds of gold nuggets. The geologist later died, taking the exact location of the mythical river of gold with him to the grave. Jimmy Angel would spend the rest of his life obsessed with finding it again. He became fixated on Auyán-tepui, believing its vast unexplored summit held the key to immense wealth. The waterfall was merely a landmark on his treasure map. I'm curious, would you visit here? Comment below, like, and subscribe to join the adventure. Jimmy Angel's obsession with Auyán-tepui reached its climax on October 9, 1937. Convinced he could land his flamingo monoplane, the El Rio Caroni, on the boggy summit, he set off with his wife Marie and two companions. His goal was simple: land the plane, find the gold, and become a legend. He did become a legend, but not in the way he had planned. As he attempted to land on the marshy, uneven ground of the tepui's summit, the plane's wheels sank deep into the mud, and the aircraft nosed over, its propeller damaged, leaving it permanently stranded on the Devil's Mountain. The spectacular failure of his landing marked the true beginning of his fame. He and his companions were now marooned atop one of the most isolated places on Earth. With no radio and no hope of rescue, they had no choice but to attempt the impossible: descend the treacherous, unmapped cliffs of Auyán-tepui on foot. What followed was a grueling 11-day ordeal. They battled unforgiving terrain, torrential rain, and a lack of food, slowly making their way down from the lost world of the summit back to the jungle floor below. It was a brutal test of survival against all odds. When they finally staggered back into a Pemon village, their story of survival became an instant sensation. News of the crashed plane and the harrowing trek down the Devil's Mountain spread like wildfire. Suddenly the world was fascinated by this remote waterfall and the daredevil pilot who had tried to conquer its source. The waterfall was officially named Angel Falls in his honor, cementing his legacy. The name stuck, forever linking this ancient natural wonder to the story of a 20th century American adventurer, effectively writing the Pemon name out of the popular narrative for decades. The irony is that Jimmy Angel never found his river of gold. His plane remained stuck on the summit for 33 years before it was eventually airlifted out by a Venezuelan military helicopter and placed in a museum. His quest for riches led to nothing but a crashed plane and a harrowing journey home. While Jimmy Angel's dramatic story captured the world's imagination, the shocking truth is that he was not the first non-indigenous person to see the falls. His aerial view and subsequent crash landing made for a great headline, but the quiet, methodical work of other explorers had already documented the falls years earlier. One of these forgotten figures was the Venezuelan explorer Ernesto Sanchez La Cruz. Driven by scientific curiosity rather than a lust for gold, he had explored the region extensively. His maps and journals from as early as 1912 mention a massive, unnamed waterfall in the Auyán-tepui region, but his findings never gained international attention. Sanchez Lacruz's story is one of quiet, dedicated exploration, a stark contrast to Angel's flamboyant adventurism. He was a cartographer and scientist, meticulously charting the unknown territories of his own country. He respected the land and its people, working alongside Pemon guides to understand the complex geography of the Gran Sabana. His discovery was not a singular dramatic moment but the result of years of patient work. Yet, history is often written by the loudest voices, and his crucial contributions were drowned out by the sensational tale of the crashed American plane, leaving him as a footnote in the waterfall's history. The journey to Angel Falls begins long before you see the waterfall itself. There are no roads, only a small plane can bring you to Canama, the gateway to this lost world. Here, the village sits beside a lagoon, fed by powerful waterfalls. Pemon guides lead you onward, their knowledge vital for the journey ahead. You board a dugout canoe, leaving civilization behind for the wild unknown. The river you travel on is the Carao, which later flows into the Churun. Its waters are a strange reddish-brown color stained by the tannins from decaying vegetation in the jungle. It looks like dark tea, and its surface reflects the sky and the dense green walls of the forest, creating a mesmerizing yet eerie mirror world. But beneath this beautiful surface lies danger. The river's name, Carao, is said to be linked to a local Pemon word for a type of venomous snake. The waters are home to piranhas, and its banks are patrolled by caimans. This is not a river for a casual swim, it is a wild artery teeming with life, much of it hostile. Navigating the river is a constant battle. The Pemon guides are masters of their craft, reading the water's currents with an instinct that seems almost supernatural. They steer the long canoe through a maze of submerged rocks and treacherous rapids that could easily tear the boat apart. At several points, the rapids become too violent to pass. Here, everyone must disembark and trek through the jungle while the guides expertly and perilously maneuver the empty bouncing boat through the churning white water. It is a stark reminder of the river's raw power and the skill required to traverse it safely. Leaving the river behind, you plunge into the Amazon jungle, where sunlight barely filters through the dense canopy and the air is thick with life. The path is a muddy, tangled challenge, every step demanding focus as you navigate roots and slippery inclines. Sweat pours down as the humidity and swarms of insects test your endurance. Your Pemon guides move with ease, pointing out dangers and wonders. Poisonous caterpillars, medicinal plants, jaguar tracks. The jungle is alive, watching, and you are a visitor paying the price of admission with every aching step. This is the true test before Angel Falls, a physical and mental trial set by the rainforest itself. At Mirador Lame, the journey's hardest part begins, a steep rocky scramble up the foot of Auyán-tepui. The roar of Angel Falls grows deafening. Mist soaks you, and every muscle strains as you climb slick boulders and roots. The Pemon guides encourage you onward, and suddenly through the trees the full majesty of Angel Falls appears. Exhaustion vanishes, replaced by awe. You've earned this view, a spectacle beyond any photograph. You stand in the presence of a wonder, the journey's hardships fading in the face of its grandeur. At the base of Angel Falls you enter a world of wind, mist, and thunderous sound. The pool is cold, red-brown from minerals, surrounded by vibrant jungle and ancient rock. The force of the falls is overwhelming, the air alive with energy and spray. Unique plants and tiny black frogs thrive in this hidden ecosystem, adapted to the constant deluge. Most visitors rush away, but those who linger discover a living world shaped by the waterfall's power. Here you feel the heartbeat of the planet, raw, sacred, and alive. Angel Falls faces a new threat: climate change. The delicate rainfall cycle that feeds the falls is breaking down, with longer droughts and unpredictable storms. Scientists now witness the mighty torrent shrinking to a trickle during dry spells. The world's tallest waterfall could one day fall silent, a haunting warning of our changing planet. Its future depends on the choices we make today. Beyond the falls, Auyán-tepui's summit is a lost world, an island in the sky, home to species found nowhere else. The landscape is stark and alien, black sandstone, deep fissures, and poor soil. Life here is extraordinary. Carnivorous plants, bizarre adaptations, and evolutionary marvels. It's a living laboratory revealing nature's creativity in the face of scarcity. This plateau is as mysterious and wondrous as the falls themselves. The Pemon people are the true guardians of Angel Falls, living in harmony with this sacred land for generations. They balance tradition and modern pressures, guiding visitors while striving to protect their culture and environment. Tourism brings income but also challenges. how to share their home without losing what makes it sacred. Climate change and resource threats impact their daily lives, from river travel to village survival. Despite hardships, the Pamon remain resilient, working to ensure tourism benefits their communities and preserves their heritage. Their story is one of adaptation, pride, and stewardship at the world's edge. Angel Falls' wildness is an illusion, its balance is fragile. Adventure tourism, unregulated development, and illegal mining threaten the ecosystem and the rivers that feed the falls. Venezuela's instability makes protected areas vulnerable to exploitation. Every visitor leaves a mark, and every unchecked activity risks irreversible damage. The future of Angel Falls depends on vigilance and respect for this irreplaceable wonder. Angel Falls is more than a waterfall, it's a living legend, a test of endurance, and a reminder of nature's raw power. The journey leaves you humbled, awed, and forever changed. Here you confront the wild on its own terms, feeling the ancient pulse of the earth. The falls echo Pamon legends, explorers' dreams, and the planet's heartbeat. Their survival, and the memory of mist and thunder, depends on our will to protect what remains wild. Angel Falls endures as a place of wonder, worth every effort to reach and every effort to save. Angel Falls stands as a breathtaking wonder, yet its future is uncertain. Climate change threatens its mighty roar, and the Pamon guardians fight to protect their ancestral home. This symbol of permanence is, in truth, profoundly fragile, a call for awareness and protection. If you found this story inspiring, don't forget to follow, like, and share to help spread the word and protect wonders like Angel Falls.